21 ridiculously weird historical facts that are surprisingly true. Before dentures were invented, teeth were pulled from the mouths of deceased soldiers for use as prosthetics. Before there were alarm clocks, there were knockers up, who were hired to shoot dried peas from a blowgun at people's windows in order to wake them up in the morning. Heroin was once a perfectly acceptable medicine. Doctors prescribed it for everything from coughs to headaches. In 1929, two Princeton researchers claimed they have turned a living cat into a telephone. Klarkstorp spheres are strange objects that have been dug up near Ottosdal in South Africa. The spherical objects are billions of years old and no one has been able to fully explain the markings on their sides. This mysterious ancient monument bears the inscription Duos Fame. Some believe it was left by the Knights Templar as a means of finding the Holy Grail. There's a giant mushroom in Oregon's Malheur National Forest with a root system that covers over 2,200 acres, making it the largest living organism in the world. The Mayans used to sacrifice people by pulling their still beating hearts out of their chests. People in Spain used to employ a form of torture called the Spanish donkey. Victims had to sit high up, straddling a board while torturers tied increasingly heavy weights to their legs. Albert Einstein could have been president of Israel when it was formed, but he declined. Russian dictator Joseph Stalin often had photos retouched to remove people who had expired or been removed from office. Chinese women used to painfully bind their feet to make them appear smaller and more feminine. The shortest war in history was the Anglo-Zanzibar War. It lasted just 38 minutes. Researchers believe that the famous Guanajuato mummy's terrible expressions are the result of the victims being buried alive. While Pope Gregory IX was in power, he declared that cats were to be associated with devil worship and had them exterminated in droves. It's believed that the disappearance of those cats helped rats spread the bubonic plague, that took millions of life in the 1300s. The largest bird ever to exist had a wingspan of almost 20 feet. It lived 60 million years ago. Like many ancient royalty, King Tut's parents were related. According to DNA taken from his mummified body, his parents were actually brother and sister. The Leaning Tower of Pisa was actually never straight to begin with. The foundation began to sink when they started on the second floor. The great Omaha Indian chief Blackbird was said to have loved his horse so much that he was buried sitting on top of it. Ronald Reagan is best known for being president and acting in numerous films, but he was also a prolific lifeguard, who saved 77 people from drowning.